Welcome to the Kemetic Chapel service. This series is an active service for kemetics, pagans, and any others who feel drawn to the Netjeru. Today, however, will be a bit different. This service today will center on personal devotion and acts as offering. As you can tell, this chapel will be set to the background of one of the ways I connect to one of my deities. So I will use this time to tell you about my experience with the god Khnum. I began to connect with Khnum shortly after I became a Wab priest of Sekhmet. As I set up her shrine and established my priesthood for her, Khnum began to come forward. It was around this time I returned to pottery, enrolling in classes and creating them again. I had taken pottery in high school, but it had been years since I had sculpted. I used those classes and class times to connect to that creative energy of Khnum and feel a little closer to him. I was able to take those classes for about a year or so before I had to stop. It was around that time, when those classes were over, that we began thinking about having a family. This was another area of influence Khnum was known for. This led me to more ponderings and meditations on Khnum, and eventually reaching out to him when I felt ready to take that next step. I learned much later, after the years of getting pregnant and raising my child, that Khnum would become much more central to my priesthood than I had known. Yet, looking back, I can see where those first connections paved the way to where we are now. I look back on my story with Khnum as a way of teaching myself that personal devotion, personal journeys with the deities, with Netjeru, is just as important as formal ceremony. Creating personal devotional offerings and actions can be deeply fulfilling. There are so many potential ways to express yourself, your love for the Netjeru. Feel that connection between us. So today, ask yourself, what brings you joy? And can what brings you joy also be what connects you more deeply to the Netjeru? Or maybe there is something new you have always wanted to try, but have hesitated to take on. Whatever the case may be, personal devotion is what you make of it. Crafting clay for kanum, burning herbs for sekhmet, lighting candles for Ra, rocking out to karaoke for Hethert, moon bathing for Kansu, or learning calligraphy for Seshat. Any number of things can be offerings from the Netjeru. Find your connection point and go from there. For now, enjoy your life and find the Netjeru within that, just as we have together. Enjoy your season, and may you find more joy.